Hey, good morning. Elle here at elleingles.com. I want to take you on my walk though because it's a beautiful morning. So we'll walk and talk. Welcome to Living Pressure Free with Elle. The topic today is about perfectionism and how you feel about what you're doing. So I read in a book this morning this phrase, underconfident perfectionist. Underconfident perfectionist. And then I thought, wow, there's like a continuum of this. You could be an underconfident perfectionist, or you could be an overconfident high achiever, like in full belief that all this stuff is going to happen, which is kind of how I've been most of my life. But I definitely had times when I was an underconfident perfectionist on things. So I thought I would open up this subject for you this morning and give you just a little insight that I've had over the years about this striving and perfectionism. And I just find it really curious. So how do you identify? Like, do you feel like you're an underconfident perfectionist? You're trying so hard, but there's this little voice in you that's like, I'm not good enough. I can't do this. I don't know, I'll never get this done. You know, all those kinds of negative self-talk that take us out of our game. So in thinking about this, I remember in high school, my senior year, there was this competition in our town, and I'd won it pretty much every year. It was my senior year, and my teacher, Nancy Cole, and I are picking out pieces of music for me to perform for the next competition. And I had just recently heard the unaccompanied Bach sonatas and partitas. They're pretty famous and sometimes they're used in movies, but the first movement of the first sonata is really, really hard. And I said to her, I want to play that. I want to play that piece. And I also want to do the first movement of the Bruch violin concerto. Like, those were my two pieces. And she said, whoa, hold on. She goes, those are really hard pieces. You're going to have, you get a couple of months here to learn them. And you really think you're going to play them for the competition? And I said, absolutely. And she looks at me with this look. I'll never forget the look on her face. And she goes, you might not win. And I said to her, I don't really care about winning. I want to learn these pieces. And I want to learn them with you. It's my senior year. So we dug in. We started learning these pieces. They were really, really hard. And I would get up, it was senior year, I'd get up at like 5:30 in the morning. I'd practice for an hour and go to school and then practice at night. And when I had free time, and some teachers and maybe some students at Concord High remember this, our auditorium was being renovated. And it was just kind of like pre-renovation, so nothing was happening in there. I'd go in there and I would practice on my free hours, like lunch. I'd just eat lunch fast and then go and practice in there. So it was like having a whole auditorium to myself, practicing. So anyway, I didn't win. I came in second that year. I didn't win. And I didn't really care about that. But boy, my mom was pretty hot about it. And I looked at my mom and I said, it's not my teacher's fault. She was looking at my teacher like, you let her play those pieces. I said, no, Mom, I insisted. I wanted to learn those pieces. And I was completely confident. I don't really care about the outcome. I think we get really fixated on outcome. And that's what drives this underconfident perfectionism, is fear that the outcome isn't going to be good enough. I didn't have any fear about that. I was like so in the process of learning these pieces. And I can't tell you how happy I am that I worked on those pieces with that teacher, because years later, I got asked to play on a faculty recital at the college where I taught for years. And I hadn't played in a recital since I was, I played a lot of things, but not in an actual faculty recital for years. And I'm like, wow, what piece am I going to play? Immediately, a whole bunch of pieces come to mind, pieces that would be easy for me to play immediately. But then in the back of my head, I'm like, oh my goodness, I have to play the Bach. I have to play that Bach. So I started working on it without the music at all. Like, what could I remember? And I got a few phrases, like from memory, and then I'd hit a block. I'd like, oh, I can't remember. So I started working on this piece, phrase by phrase, all from memory. And then I made a photocopy and I put it on a clipboard and I'd carry it in my car. So if I was sitting waiting to pick up one of my kids or sitting at a hockey game waiting for it to start, I would pull out this clipboard and I'd study the music. So for this faculty recital, it didn't have to be memorized. I could use the music, but I said, no, I'm gonna play this from memory. I'm gonna do this. And I only had I think I had 6 weeks. And as a full-time worker, mom, all that, it was pretty intense, but I did it. And I can't tell you how amazing it was to pull a piece out that I had learned in high school and a piece that I had learned because I wanted to learn it. So when I thought about underconfident perfectionism, I'm like, what's the opposite of that? I'd love some help with this. So if you can think of some words that are the opposite of underconfident perfectionism or perfectionist, I came up with like overconfident high achiever. I just simply believed. And there's so many times in my life when I just believed that something was going to happen. I believed that I would get chosen out of like 200 people to be a conducting major at Michigan. I just believed it so much. And my friends all came together and put an orchestra together so I could conduct them, so I could do it, so I could get in. It was just so cool. It's like this full belief. So one of the tools that I help my clients with, 2 phrases: assume success and full belief. On any given day, in any given moment, we can only do the best we can. And when we stay in that, if we really stay in the belief that, yeah, I'm just contributing here, instead of trying to be the best, just be your best on that particular moment. And pressure-free helps you do that because you're no longer so afraid that you're going to fail. You're letting go of those fears with the pressure-free tools so that you can simply show up, simply be there and do the best that you can do. So underconfident perfectionist, overconfident high achiever. Like, I'm so curious if you can come up with better words than especially that second phrase. I'm looking for it because I think there's this continuum. And again, we fall in it in various things we're doing in our life. So it's different for every activity. So in one area of your life, you might be, yeah, I'm like I'm totally fine here. This is just amazing. Other people might look at you and say, wow, she's like overconfident, or he thinks too much of himself. That's probably not true. It's like he's so doing it and in it. You see it with people who have achieved greatness. They're just in it. They're doing their thing. They put in their hours and hours and hours. It's going to be 11 years in April that I've been coaching Pressure Free. I don't know. I should count up the hours that I've been coaching people in this method to help reduce stress, anger, and anxiety so that you can be healthy mentally and physically and really perform at your best. I don't care what it is you're doing. Going for a walk, making a sandwich. Maybe you love cooking. Whatever that is, it's real easy if you're a cook to feel like you're an confident perfectionist. What if you can step into your full belief and have fun with it? I believe life is meant to be fun. So I hope that's helpful. I just really loved that phrase. I think it really captures what a lot of people feel, that underconfident perfectionist thing. And that leads to procrastination. So when we can start to let that go a little bit in a gentle way and move you into your genius zone, it's pretty fun. So enjoy the scenery here. I don't think you can see all the glitter, but literally all the snow is glitter this morning. Have a beautiful pressure-free day. Oh, PJ's here. Oh my gosh. So nice to see you here. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day. Bye.